Listen closely. The air at Angkor just before sunrise carries a hush like a held breath. Rice paddies glassy with reflected sky, stone faces watching the horizon. Imagine a world where that horizon and the slow curve of the moon were not decoration but instruments of time. In today's episode, we're exploring Khmer New Year, how a 3-day celebration of time, water, and renewal carries centuries of memory and hope for Cambodians everywhere.
We'll walk through its origins, the way families prepare and celebrate, and what these rituals reveal about how Cambodians understand community, change, and starting again. But beyond New Year, we'll trace the whole system, how Khmer people read the sky, counted months, and tied those counts to planting, ceremony, and memory.
First, why this matters. The words you'll hear often in this episode are lunar solar, equinox, solstice, and intercalation, simple building blocks that explain how calendars stay tied to both the moon's phases and the sun's seasons. Think of lunar solar as a 2-gear clock. The moon marks months, the sun marks seasons. Without a way to sync them, a festival tied to harvest would drift through the year. Today, we'll untack those gears and show what that movement meant for Angkorian planners, village elders, and everyday life.
Section 1. Historical Roots. From the moment Angkor's engineers laid out causeways and reservoirs, they were thinking about time. Temple orientations and inscriptions tell us Angkorian builders tracked sunrise on important dates and aligned gateways to celestial events. Some temple faces catch the light precisely at dawn on certain days, a deliberate act, not accident. These alignments helped signal agricultural seasons, mark royal ceremonies, and embed cosmology into stone.
Inscriptions, the carved lines that survive on temple walls, sometimes record dates with references to lunar months or noteworthy celestial events. Archaeologists and epigraphers read these phrases to reconstruct when kings dedicated monuments or when communal work on reservoirs began. What this reveals is that astronomical observation was practical. It scheduled labor, coordinated irrigation, and marked collective time. The layers matter. Astronomy, architecture, and social organization were woven together.
Section 2. How the Khmer calendar works. Let's make this plain. The Khmer system traditionally uses lunar months. That's each month tied to one cycle of the moon, while also needing to stay in step with the solar year, which governs the seasons. Every now and then, a whole extra month is added. That addition, called an intercalendary month, keeps agricultural festivals from drifting into the wrong harvest. Imagine hopping steps to stay aligned with the music. That's intercalendaration.
Months are counted by moon phases: new moon, waxing, full moon, waning, and many village markers are set by those phases. Some festivals fall on the full moon, others near the new moon. Khmer New Year, for many communities, marks the end of a lunar year and lines up with the dry season's start, a useful moment for cleaning houses, preparing fields, and remembering ancestors. The calendar also uses observational checks. If the moon and sun drift, elders and local astrologers historically recommended when to add that extra month.
Concrete example. Suppose a community expects rains to arrive after a festival. If months drift and the festival slowly slides into the wet season, the practical link is lost. Adding an intercalary month keeps the ceremony aligned with the right climate window. That is why temple inscriptions and water management plans often reference both moon phases and seasonal markers. The scheduling mattered for survival.
Section 3. Time and practice and living traditions. Calendars lived in bodies and work rhythms, not just on paper. In villages, elders remembered planting calendars passed down through story. When the satellite flower blooms and the moon is this age, we transplant rice. Those cues could be botanical, astronomical, or based on community memory. For rites of passage, weddings, name-givings, harvest offerings, families checked local calendars and elder advice to pick auspicious days. Community consensus mattered more than mathematical precision.
I want to share a case study that shows this living knowledge. In a village outside Siem Reap, elders recount how reservoir work begins when a certain star rises before dawn. Younger farmers recall planting by observing the moon and the smell of the earth. These are not superstitions. They are ecological heuristics tuned over generations. The pattern shows us knowledge systems that combine sky, soil, and story into practical calendars.
For visitors and researchers, there are respectful ways to engage. Observe local festivals and ask how dates are chosen. Listen to elders tell planting stories. Look for temple alignments at dawn or dusk, and notice which days draw crowds. Samnong's YouTube has visual overlays that show temple shadow lines and lunar calendars if you want to see these patterns for yourself. Remember, the people who live this time are the keepers of those rhythms. Ask with curiosity, not with assumptions.
Risks and cautions. Some astronomical terms can feel technical, and sacred practices deserve sensitivity. We center community voices and avoid prescribing how rites should be done. If you're researching, pair archaeological sources with oral histories and respect restrictions elders may place on certain knowledge. The research tells us, balance scientific reconstruction with lived practice.
Recap and call to action. Today we've traced how Khmer calendars arose from sky watching and practical needs, the invisible gears of lunar solar reckoning, and how those calendars shaped planting, festivals, and memory. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe to Ancient Echoes for more insights into Cambodia's cultural treasures. Share a photo or observation of a sunrise at a temple, a local festival date, or a planting calendar on social media, and tag us. We'd love to see how the rhythms of time show up where you are. Visit Samnong's YouTube channel for visuals, timelines, and a reading list with primary sources and community projects.
Let's unlock the echoes of history together. Follow, share, and join the conversation. Before we close, a quick note. Show notes include a glossary of terms: lunar solar, intercalibration, equinox, solstice, and links to accessible readings and Sam Nang's field videos.
That brings us to the end of this episode of Ancient Echoes. We hope these stories helped you see Cambodian history and culture in a deeper, more human way.
The echoes of the past live on in people's voices, memories, and everyday lives. Thank you for listening and for making space for these stories. You can also connect with us and share your own stories or questions at our social handles and website. Links are in the show notes.
If this episode resonated with you, please follow Ancient Echoes on your favorite podcast app and share it with someone who might appreciate these conversations. Until next time, thank you for listening to Ancient Echoes.
Music swells briefly, then fades out.
In the quiet of night, I whispered my plea, holding her close, hoping for her decree. I called upon spirits, asked them to guide, to take her heart and lead her by my side. So I drew her near, traced her brow so fair, on my sight this way. Warm, sacred power, Swahili, mighty spirit awakened. By the master's right, let her heart be gently taken. Let her follow me now by vow and by sign. I hear these words, oh teacher, witness this plea. Oh, my sacred power, Swahili. Oh, oh, oh.